Hey everybody, and welcome back to a Frontline Housing online video workshop. Today is the Invest in Yourself, Invest in Your Future workshop featuring First Step Staffing. I do want to give a quick shout out to Brian White from First Step Staffing for coming to our workshop in person. Thank you so much for explaining what the organization does and being there if we have any questions. His information will be scattered throughout this video, but on this first slide is his email, first and last name, as well as the staffing website if you like what you hear. First, let's get started with the essential questions. Now, I'm going to start doing these for all the workshops, but these are questions that I would ask yourself, and see what answer you get back. They're thought-provoking questions designed to, make you think about things. And of course, a lot of the answers are obvious. First up, we have what determines your future. What determines your future? Your future is directly determined by the actions and thoughts you do and experience during the present. Your future can change direction slowly over time or abruptly because of one action. And regardless, you always have the power to change, enhance, and excel your future. Like, for example, let's say a car. You're driving a car. If you ease on the brakes, 9 times out of 10, you're probably not going to get rear-ended. But if you slam on the brakes, it's a good part that the driver behind you wasn't prepared and they slammed on the brakes as well. But they probably hit you. That's how you can change your life, like slowly versus abruptly. That's a good example for that. Of course, going back to the first one, your thoughts and your actions determine your future. And a lot of people think that this is bigger things, but in actuality, it's the daily habits that change your future immensely over time. Forgetting to turn the lights off will definitely increase your electric bill. If you do that every single day, that's going to determine your financial future. And you know that, hey, as long as I keep doing this, I'm going to be spending this amount of money on my electric bill regardless. If I were to make this change and turn my lights off when I leave, my electric bill is going to go down, and that's going to give me more money over time. And that's an example of you changing your daily thoughts and habits to bring about a significant change in your future. But of course, regardless, it's all in your control, and it definitely ideal to just keep notice of what you're doing presently and figure out if it's something that aligns with what you want or what your future self wants to be doing. Next up, we have how far in advance should I plan for my future? Truthfully, with anything, you can begin planning immediately. For bigger goals, it is imperative to give yourself time to adjust to the standards of that goal, but whatever you decide to do, make sure you commit and develop your resource list and support systems before you begin. Planning is the number one way, I'd say, to make sure that you achieve your goals and achieve success. Nobody is here to put a time limit on a plan, which is the most beneficial part of it, meaning that we know that over the time, as long as your plan has you headed in the right direction and you follow and commit to that plan, it's almost success can be like inevitable. Life does happen and things go up and down, but that's also why developing your support system will help you realign to commit to that plan and commit back to yourself to make sure that you're doing the things that you need to do to achieve the goals that you want in the future. Planning is essential, definitely, because it gives you time to adjust to a new style, to a new lifestyle, or a new activity. It'll help you kind of like switch up and think about your time management and maybe your financial income. A good example of that is thinking about buying a house or a car and doing the research beforehand for the type of house you want to get, the cost, how much your mortgage would be, how much home insurance would be, and what this cost looks like compared to your current salary. That way you can go ahead and predict, like, hey, is this going to be a good price for me to pay every single month? Am I going to be able to keep this up for a significant amount of time as long as I have this job? These are things that you think about when you plan in advance. And of course, thinking about it beforehand, you are giving yourself the advantage to not put yourself in that situation before you know what the environment may be. Yeah, essentially. So I think planning in advance is 100% beneficial. That's definitely what I want to try to work more with you guys with in our one-on-one meetings, planning in advance for your goal and actually committing to that plan. So by the time you guys are done with our program, you know what you're going to do next, and you know the couple of steps that you're going to do next. And at the very least, when life happens, you know where you are headed back to, you know? Next, let's see. We've got what are ways to enhance my future? Of course, having a goal enhances a future because it gives you a path to head towards. It gives you a sense of direction on where you want to be in life. Planning in advance, of course, will help you get there. Just like consistency and determination. Those three are all good habits to make sure that you have the drive, continuous focus, and reality to get you to where you want to be. Lastly, resume building helps as well. When people say resumes, they usually think about former jobs, but I will also say resumes are anything that defines you. So yes, a resume for a job, talking about your skills and experience, that's something that defines you. But also rewards. Rewards can be a part of your resume, you know? If you go, it gets intense, but essentially resumes are things that make up you. So making sure to build that to where it accurately tells the correct story about you is important for enhancing your future, especially for job purposes, for loan purposes, and in general. So definitely give a focus in on that. Next up, we're going to talk about the organization First Step Staffing. So in the workshop, we had Mr. Brian White come in talk about all that First Step Staffing goes. I do have this slide as well as some frequently asked questions about the hiring organization. And if you have any more questions, a phone number is listed up there. Address as well to their location. They're located at the company at the corner of Auburn Ave and Jesse Hill Drive. So very, very close by, I would think so. They do provide transportation as well, but you have to, make sure to get there. So let's talk about First Step and what they do. So First Step, job coaches provide ongoing support. Job coaches work with clients on everything from soft skills to connections to other community supports to reduce turnover and facilitate job retention. So working with First Step Staffing, you will get a job coach. We provide a flexible transportation model for our employees, increasing on-time delivery and fulfillment for your company. First Step provides $75,000 plus or more annually to help our clients get to work on time. So they also have benefits of transportation if you work with their hiring organization, whether it be assisting with that first job assignment, providing transportation to and from work, mentoring a person through a challenging situation, or connecting clients to other community supports. We change lives daily, and that they do. So First Step Staffing is a hiring organization that has a ton of jobs available. You go in to their orientation. It's from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. So it's 3 hours and you have to be on time. But with that, you are working with job coaches and mentors to get you into a job that sometimes you can be working within 72 hours. And there's been cases where people have finished orientation and gone straight to work. They also provide transportation as well as housing benefits if you're looking for them. And they're a great organization to work with if you're in the city of Atlanta. Let's look about more of their frequently asked questions. So how do I sign up? Individuals can apply by coming into our office to fill out an application. After this, you'll immediately be joined into a group orientation, then transition to a one-on-one interview, and likely walk out with an assignment that same day. You can also fill out an application online. I do have the link in the video, but I will also put it in the website or in the description box. What types of jobs do you have? First Step is a light industrial staffing agency. Our 5 sectors being warehouse distribution, food processing and packaging, hospitality, landscaping, and printing and imaging. Oh my gosh. The majority of our jobs are entry-level friendly, but we do also offer skilled positions to individuals with warehouse certifications, forklifts, welding, and pallet jacks. Every once in a while, First Step does have administrative jobs, but we recommend that you check with us first by calling in these vary. So they do have a ton of jobs, which is the very basis of that. If you're looking for a job or you happen to run through jobs quickly, I would definitely apply or to First Step Staffing, because at the very least you'll get a job coach and a mentor to talk about what you are experiencing in your work life and see if that's something that they can help you with, even if you're going to one of their jobs or not. I would connect to them at the very least for that reason. But they also do have tons of jobs, and their jobs are not like minimum wage, $7.25 an hour. They're definitely not that. They're something that will allow you to build and grow and hopefully create sustainable habits to make sure that you achieve financial stability. If you do have any questions, please let me know. Moving on, how do I check my hours? You can check your hours in your online portal. There is a different portal or different website for each job, but you can also check in with your job coach or mentor, and they will be able to check your hours as well. Or you can check with the company, they can do that as well. Each week, your hours should be available on your portal by Thursday evening and Friday morning, the latest. Let's talk about pay, the good part. All clients are paid weekly on Fridays, some on Thursdays actually. Recognizing the importance of self-sufficiency, First Step works hard to get all clients paid every week on Friday by noon. When clients apply, they will have the option to choose between a direct deposit payment or a cash pay card payment. If you choose a cash card, you'll need to call the number on the back to activate the card, but you can only do so at noon or later on the Friday of your first paycheck. If you want to be paid via direct deposit, please bring either a voided check or a direct deposit form from your bank when you apply. Should you have any concern about your pay, we ask that you will check your check stubs online to review details. If you still have questions, please call payroll ASAP so that we can help you sort out your concern. To check your stubs, you'll need to take a moment to register online on the employee portal. Once you register, you can check your check stubs, pull your W-2s, and access other important information. So the benefit of this is that a lot of the things are online. You can access it by phone, by website, by computer. So everything is super accessible to you. And you do get paid every single Friday, which is so beneficial, especially when you're saving money or trying to save money. And if you get paid that consistent, you can get in a really consistent habit of setting a certain amount of money aside a week, and that may make it easier to save for the month. If you can, like, let's say you pull $20 aside each week, you save $80 in a month, and you can say, okay, this first week's paycheck is for my rent, next week's paycheck is for my electric bill, next week is for water bill. You can break it out and not make yourself feel so stressed out and really give yourself the chance to schedule what's coming out and getting on a good budget plan. I do like that about being paid weekly, but also you get paid weekly. Next, let's talk about transportation. So I don't have transportation. Will that be an issue? No. First Step recognizes that no matter how hard you want to work, sometimes there are barriers that you simply can't budge. To ensure your long-term success, First Step offers transportation assistance to our clients. If a job is accessible by public transit, First Step will assist you with public transit cards, passes until your first paycheck. If a job is not public transit accessible, either due to geographic distance or shift time, First Step will take you to work and back via a variety of third-party transportation vehicles. A set amount will be deducted per ride from each paycheck so that no money is required upfront. There will be detailed information about this in the employee hire packet. So the main thing to note is they do have transportation available for you to get back and forth to work. A lot of times you will have to get to their office, which again is located at the corner of Jesse Hill Drive and Auburn Ave. But coming from like Park Vista Apartments, it's not that far, either by Uber or by MARTA bus. And then again, once you get there, they've got you covered. The other important thing to note is it does come out of your check, so make sure you pay attention and read the hiring packet so you know how much, so you know what to expect. But also it's important because this is a transportation. And as much as we want things to be free, they can't always be free. But it's nice to get a good deal and a good discount. And I definitely think this is one of those. Thank you so much again, First Step Staffing, for coming in and talking about your organization. Thank you again, Brian White. please, if you have any questions, definitely go ahead and reach out to them. Like I said, you may not need a job right now, but eventually one day, God forbid, something may happen and they're going to be a good resource to refer back to. I will also have one more resource that's closer for people that live in like Marietta and Cobb, and a little more in that direction. So that's going to be closer to the end of the video. But let's talk about something else that's super important: a resume. What is a resume? A resume is a formal document that a job applicant creates to itemize their qualifications for a position. What goes on a resume: education, skills, volunteering, any awards or accolades, and of course, oh my goodness, experience and skills. I don't know if I said skills, but I wanted to double say it again. Next, what should I not put on a resume? Now, this first one, sometimes it's beneficial and sometimes it isn't. So if you do have questions, definitely let me know about the job that you're applying for, the resume that you're building, and then we can decide if it's okay to put your age on it or not. But age can, or it can, but also it doesn't have to go on a resume. Marital status is one that should not go on a resume. Number of children should not go on a resume. Once you graduate high school or graduate college, you should not put it on your resume. Instead, if you're still in school though, you would leave it on your resume until you graduate. Don't put your current salary on there because they're going to pay you what that is. They're going to pay you closer to that number, when in reality you could be earning way much more. Religion, also, political beliefs or personal details, unless asked for, should all not go on a resume. And the number one thing is keep it short and sweet, because you don't want to overwhelm the person that you are applying, or the person that is interviewing you, as well as the company hiring you. Definitely keep it short, sweet, and consistent to the facts about you relating to this job. So experience, skills, awards, accolades, those are all very important. You can put things on there still like volunteering, but if it's like, I would say, let's say for me, example, when I was applying to my job right now, I put volunteering on there because I have volunteered at nonprofit organizations. So that was something that speaks towards the job, that was relevant to the job that I was getting. Make sure things are relevant information to what you're applying for. But also know that you will get the job, and when you get in there, you can definitely let them know your personality, your interests, but make sure you keep it short and sweet in the beginning. All right, so we had a resume building activity in class where we talked about, well, basically we went over this 1 through 5 step guide on putting a resume together. So I will do that with you guys here on the video. So there's a lot of truth in the age-old saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Yet almost every resume template in the world lists references at the bottom of the page. Your resume needs to highlight relevant relationships at the top of the page. Your reference needs to matter to the people reviewing your resume. That means your former leader or high school basketball coach won't make as much as an impact as a reference who's already employed at the company you're interested in. You don't need a direct connection to establish credibility or leverage relationship capital. Many times you may not know someone personally, but don't let that limit you. If a current employee recommends you for an interview based solely on a recommendation from a close friend or family member, it can still move you to the top of the list. As you list your references, include their name, the amount of time you've known each other, and how you met. Then follow it up with a 2-sentence endorsement from your reference. That's number one. So they're saying typically you put resumes on the bottom, or references at the bottom of a resume, or for applications, you'll have your references as the last 3 things. When in fact, it may be easier on the company and easier on you to put them at the beginning. All they have to do is look down. The first thing they see is the last guy that earned Employee of the Month. They're going to call him and say, hey, he's applying. Should I hire him? And 9 times out of 10, your friend is going to say yes, because he already should know that you're putting him on there as a reference. So that makes it super easy. And I definitely could see how that's very beneficial. But again, make sure it's relevant to what you're doing. Make sure if you're putting a reference on there that they know that you're putting the reference, or you're using them as a reference, so they can speak highly to you. Next, tell them why you want to work at their company. You have established personal credibility with who you know. Now you need to wow them with your knowledge and enthusiasm about their company. Do your homework on the company's vision, purpose, and mission statement. Why do they exist? What do they do? And how do they do it? Get to know who they are and what they stand for. Make sure to draw the connection between your values and the work that they do every day. This is just a chance to show them that you're a good culture fit. Make sure to draw the connection to that organization and make sure that it's personable. Make sure that it's something that they relate to as well. But make sure it's also that, you something that you want to do. Make sure you believe in them as a company, or else it's kind of, too much stress on you, or it can be in the long run. Now, again, I do understand the mindset of taking a job for pay, so I'm not going to discriminate against that. But if you can still practice these practices in your interview and in your resume for when you do apply for your dream job, or when you do start working your dream job, and create standards for yourself. They are all based off your resume and the application interviewing process as well. Step 3, tell them why you're a great fit for the role and you're applying for. Show them what they need you to win. Show them that they need you to win. Oh my gosh. This is where you highlight your talents that are relevant to the position. Show them that they need you to win. Your passion for the role and the work should come across as they read more about who you are. Make sure to share your character strengths in addition to your skills. This role, for example, sorry guys, this role aligns well with my character qualities. I am a hard worker and a loyal team player. I'm a quick learner with a high attention to detail. I am results driven and highly organized, but my true passion is helping people. That sounds like I wrote it. Oh my gosh. All right, step 4, tell them what you have done in the past that is relevant to this position. When sharing relevant experience, don't just list the job title. Instead, follow the title with a 1 to 2 sentence job description that includes what results you were responsible for producing in that role. No one really cares that you were a camp counselor one summer on Lake Winnipeg. I'm not even going to try to say that. Unless that experience is relevant. Don't list a job on your resume if it has nothing to do with the role you're applying for. This is very true. Relevance is key, or else it's just gibberish and unimportant to the person reading the resume or reading the application or having the interview. Now, sometimes, like me, I can't help it. I'm a rambler. I just talk a lot. But try to keep it as relevant to the job, to the skills, to the experiences that you need for this job that you're applying for. Step 5, tell them what you can do. It's time to list any relevant education, training, and certifications you hold. Note where you went to school, what years you were there, and what you got your degree in. Don't discount yourself if you don't have a degree. Training and certifications are many times as important as formal education. Yes, you read that right. Your specific career path may not require a degree from a 4-year university or an elite master's program. Focus on the experience and skills that relate to the specific job you are hoping to land. This is 100% true. You do not need a degree for every little thing. Some things, like being a doctor, yes. Being a dentist, yes. Anything related to life or death kind of things, yes. It is definitely more important to go to school for that. But if you want to start a business, if you want to do what I do and work in nonprofits, you don't necessarily need a degree to do that. You just have to be a hard worker, align yourself with jobs that will help you gain relevant experiences, and commit to it and work your way up. And if it's something that you love, if it's a passion of yours, it's not going to feel like a job anyway. So why not? But definitely know that this part of the resume is listing everything that kind of makes up you, that everything physically that you've done that makes up you. So if you physically went to school and you graduated, put that on there, the year as well. Yeah, you can put the year sometimes. Yeah, hit or miss, it depends. Okay, next. We put them all together. Who you know, why you want to work at their company, why you're a great fit for their role you're applying for, what you have done in the past that is relevant to this position, and what you can do. It should look a little something like this. And I also do have worksheets if you did miss the workshop that I will definitely give out to you. Leave a comment below if you'd like to get a worksheet and we can work on one together. Also leave a comment if you want to do a resume building kind of thing while we do our one-on-one meetings. We can definitely start that up if anybody is looking for a new job or has recently decided to start looking for a new job. I'd love to help you with that process, so definitely let me know. All right, last, I do want to talk about Must Ministries. They are another hiring staffing agency, but they're located over in Marietta. So we do have a couple program participants that stay over in like the Marietta, Cobb, Smyrna-ish area. So I definitely wanted to include something for you guys so you don't have to go too far just in case. But look at this cool graphic. This is a little video of their website. I will have their website linked in the description box. The Must Ministries Marietta campus houses the administrative offices and Marietta Client Services. The front of the building houses Must Marietta Client Services. Here, clients receive food and clothing assistance, referral assistance, and job assistance. Clients participate in a variety of classes in the classrooms and the computer lab, assisted by volunteers and staff. The back of the building houses the administrative offices, including senior management, finance, housing, human resources, community outreach, development, and facilities management. Must community rooms are also housed here, just in case for like, they do have like emergency housing, so that's housed there as well. Their address is right there, just in case. And no, always keep them in your back pocket, just like First Step Staffing, as a resource just in case. This whole program is designed to kind of prepare you for the just in case scenarios for when you're done with this program. So definitely like take notes and use all of the workshop information as ammo for when you're all said and done with this. You're on your own and you're ready to make those steps and you're ready to create a plan for when life happens. Besides that, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will try not to drink as much coffee before I record one of these so I don't stutter so much. So sorry for that. But I hope to see you guys all at the next workshop or online in the comments. Please leave a comment so I know that you watched the video. And I also want to give a birthday shout out to all the October babies. Miss Dewana Johnson, Mr. Jamel Richmond, Miss Heather Carter. These are a couple of people that have had their birthday so far. If you have had your birthday or you haven't, or it's coming up in October, let me know. I'll shout you out on the last one. We do have another workshop October 31st. This is volunteering, so please, guys, sign up for this. Let me know if you're interested. We have volunteering times available as early as 12 p.m. to about 4 p.m. That's when the last one starts. Each volunteering session is about 2 hours. You can get 2 hours of volunteering time with it. If you want to stay the whole day, that's great. And the best part is it will be at Park Vista in the CRP office. So it's super close by, on property for you guys. Definitely come and volunteer. It's something that's in your program agreements. I hope to see everybody there. And besides that, have a great rest of your evening. I'll see you later. Bye.